Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining for this quick 15-minute full body reset class. We'll start standing at the front of our mat, and then on an inhale, we'll squeeze those shoulder blades up close to the ears, and then exhale, roll them down and back away. Inhale, squeeze them up, exhale, roll them back. And you can do these in a little more fluid motion, taking some rolls, holding anywhere that feels tight in the neck or the shoulders. And then on an inhale, take those arms up and overhead. Slight back bend, squeezing the glutes. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, taking our arms back up overhead. Grab the left wrist with the right hand and gently pull towards the right side, feeling a stretch in the left side body. Inhale back to center, and then we'll switch the grip and pull gently the other way. And careful, we're not straining here. And then we'll move through some standing cat-cow. So inhale to open the chest, bring those hands out beside you, and then exhale, round the spine, take those arms out in front of you, and then move through these motions at your pace. Inhale to open the chest and send the hips forward. Exhale, rounding the spine and the shoulders. And then when you're ready, we'll meet with hands at the heart center. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, swan dive into a forward fold. Letting the upper body hang heavy here. Taking a bend in the knees. Walking our palms over to the left, and then walking them over to the right. Trying to keep the knees at an equal bend. Feeling the stretch in the lower back. Then we'll meet back in the middle. Inhale to halfway lift. Option to have your hands on your thighs or your shins or leave them on the mat. Exhale to fold and inhale. Rise all the way, arms overhead. Maybe we're taking a slight back bend, and then exhale, palms to heart center. And then we'll take our arms back up overhead, swan diving into a forward fold on the exhale. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to plant the palms, and we'll step our left foot back into a low lunge. Option here to keep the leg lifted or to lower that back knee, untuck the toes, and just sinking deeper into the stretch. And then exhale, send the hips back, fold over that front leg, toes to the sky for a half split. Trying to keep a flat back here. And then inhale, sink it back down into the low lunge. Reaching that left hip, letting it sink in towards the mat. And exhale back to half split. And then our inhale, we're going to heel toe the right foot out wider than our mat for a lizard. Plant the left palm, reach that right arm up overhead for a gentle twist. Maybe we spiral it back a little more and reach for that back foot and pull it in for a quad stretch. And releasing, sending it back, opening up to the left side of our mat for Skandasana. Hands can be wherever is comfortable. You can bring them at heart center, keep them on the mat for support, maybe even to blocks. And then we'll pivot back to our low lunge, lift the back foot, and kick back into a downward dog. And then when you're ready, we'll find stillness and bring both of the heels back down to the mat, letting the chest sink towards the tops of the thighs. And coming on the toes, taking baby steps up to meet in forward fold. Maybe we tap the toes to the wrists for some core engagement. Inhale, rise all the way up, taking a slight back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, back up, gazing at the sky. Exhale, swan dive down into a forward fold. So we'll go through the same sequence on the other side. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And we'll step back with our right foot into a low lunge. And then dropping that back knee to the mat, untucking those toes, letting that right hip sink deeper. And exhale, send the hips back, point the right toes up to the sky and fold over for a half split. Keeping the back flat. Inhale, sending it back up through a low lunge. Keeping distance between the ears and the shoulders. Exhale back to a half split. And on our next inhale, we'll heel toe that left foot out wide to sink into lizard pose. Option to reach back here with the left hand to grab those back toes for a quad stretch, opening the chest. Deep breaths here. Gently release, reach over to open up into a Skandasana. Again, option here to bring your hands to the mat to support you or to some blocks. Maybe we can't bend as deep today or on this side, and that's okay. And then we'll square that left foot, going back into the low lunge, sending it back into downward facing dog. Option to pedal or just to find your stillness, sinking those heels to the back of the mat. On an inhale, we'll send that right foot up and back for three-legged dog. And then opening that hip, bending that knee, remembering to actively press equally out of both hands. Then we'll inhale to take that leg back out long and exhale, hug that knee into the chest as we step it through into our low lunge. Untuck those back toes and on an exhale, send it back into our half split. And inhale, come back up, tuck those back toes, plant the left palm in the mat, take that right hand up as we lift that back leg, and then we'll come onto that outer left leg, moving into cow face pose so our knees are stacked, our feet are flexed. We're actively sitting up here. Option to take that left arm up high, bend it behind you, down your back, and then reach back with your right hand to grab those fingers. You can get a towel here or a blanket or rag or anything really to help you with that grip. Breathing here. And then we'll slowly release that grip, plant the left palm, come back into that low twisted lunge, and then pivot, square the right foot, kick up a little bit to shorten the stance, and we'll come into pyramid pose. So plant the palms, inhale to halfway lift to get that flat back, and exhale, fold over that front leg, trying to keep that back as flat as we can. And we'll kick that left foot back into that lunge and then send the right back into three-legged dog, kicking it out and long behind us. And then when you're ready, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Then we'll take it to the other side. So take that left leg up and long for three-legged dog. Bend the knee to open the hip. Actively pressing out of both hands equally. Inhale to lengthen that leg back long, and then exhale, hug the knee in towards the chest, and place it between the hands. Plant the right palm, lift the right hand up to the sky for a twist, then we'll come onto that side of the leg and meet in cow face pose. Option to take that right arm up overhead, bending the elbow, sending that hand back down the back, and grabbing it with the left fingers, or using a piece of cloth or anything that we have around us to help us. Inhale deep here. Exhale to slowly release. We'll come back to that twisted low lunge, right hand planted, and then square the foot, kick it up into pyramid pose, trying to keep the hips square. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold over that leg. Breathing here. And when we're ready, we'll send that right foot back into the lunge, kick the left foot up and back for three-legged dog, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, slowly walk those feet up to meet the hands, and then we'll bend down into a skandasana and then meet seated. Feel free to stay in that skandasana longer or go straight into butterfly. So bringing the feet only as close to us as we feel comfortable. They can be out a little more in front. You can be sitting up here, not even folding over. Don't want to strain anything, just feeling that nice stretch in the outer hips. And inhale, slowly come back up. We'll take those legs out long and sit up straight as we find staff pose. So feet are flexed, reaching up and back towards the sky. We're trying to sit up as straight as we can while keeping our legs straight here. Inhale, take those arms up overhead. Exhale as we reach for those feet for forward fold. You can inhale to straighten the spine. Try to maintain that straightness as we exhale and fold back over. Remember to keep a slight bend in the knees here. We'll inhale to come back up. An option to go into full pigeon here, or just bend that right ankle over that left knee and fold over it in this seated position, or in full pigeon. And then we'll switch sides, so fold that left ankle over that right thigh, and then bring that right foot in as close to your bum as you need to feel that comfortable stretch. Breathing here. And then we'll come out of it. And then here, plant your palms and keep them where they are and send those hips forward, bending those knees. You should feel this stretch in your forearms, the armpit, breathing into any tight places. And exhale, we'll come back into a seat. Maybe we play with our L-sit. And then we'll find our happy baby on our backs. So grabbing the big toes or the insides of the feet, maybe rocking side to side for that nice lower back massage. Maybe playing with taking one leg long or the other leg long or both legs long. And then when we're ready, we're going to send that left leg out long and hug that right knee into the chest. Maybe opening it out to the side. And then we'll cross it over to our left for a gentle supine twist. So keeping our right shoulders planted into the mat, gazing over towards the right. Breathing deeply here into this twist. We'll take it back to neutral. Then we'll hug the left knee into the chest. Maybe pulling it out to the side, open that hip. And then gently guiding it over towards the right, keeping that left shoulder planted into the mat, gazing over the left. And then we'll meet back, both legs long, and we'll find our Shavasana. So feel free to pause this video and take as long as you need here. Releasing any tension in our bodies, letting our breath come back naturally. And absolutely no rush, but if you're ready, we're going to start to wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes. Take the arms overhead for a full body stretch. Then we'll slowly roll up, rolling onto one side, resting back up. Thank you, everyone. Feel free to like and comment. Let me know what you liked or what you didn't, and I'll see you next time.